Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm not here. I've been telling you, but baby, this is my year, my year. I've been working in the kitchen, stirring up success. I got it baked up to perfection. No worry about no mention. I've been looking at the vision, only moving forward. Ain't got time for no opinions. Yeah, ain't got no time for 'cause I'm that girl. Yeah, you can't stop me being that girl. You act like self-love is a crime now. Well, lock me up, I'll do the time now. Yeah, you hate on me 'cause you ain't like me. Can't get my name out your mouth. That's you don't vibe with your negativity. Ain't messed up with my energy. So, or about you're better 'cause I know what your bad mode is. I don't test because you won't get that far. Go on, test me. I'm flawless, and by that I mean I'm perfectly fly, yeah. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm not, yeah. I've been telling you, but baby, this is my year, my year. I'm flawless, and by that I mean I'm perfectly fly, yeah. Don't fit a standard on your stereotypes, yeah. Think it's your mindset that should change and not mine, yeah.
Oh, I love that song. Got me excited and pumped for today. So hi, everyone. I'm Bree. I am the Teen Programs Manager here at Step Up, and I'm honored to welcome you to Career Steps with Benefit Cosmetics. So I'd like to kick it off this event by taking a moment to acknowledge and thank you all for joining us today. I'd also like to recognize all of those that are experiencing Step Up for the first time today. Welcome and give us a hello. Tell us where you're from in the chat box. We're looking forward to get to know you. So it's day 4. Woohoo! Day 4 of Career Steps. Today is Team Spirit Day. Oh my gosh. Let's show out our spirit. We want to see your color everywhere. I see some backgrounds. I see some spirit, some colors in the outfits, some hat. Amanda has that hat on. Come on, represent, get your points for your team. And don't forget, there will be a prize for the winning team at the end of Career Steps. You can all win by attending these sessions, networking, engaging during the sessions, and showing off your spirit for the theme days and joining us on the app. I see the chat blowing up. Represent your team. Come on, Team Blue, Lavender, Lime. All righty. All right. So before we officially get started, I'd love to share out a few reminders. So we'd love to ask that everyone who is able to turn on your cameras to please do so. Even though we're not physically in person, we love to create that feeling, and it supports creating an intimate, safe, and brave space for everyone. Also, just a reminder, all participants' mics will be on mute until we go into our breakout sessions. So feel free to add your positive comments and reactions in the chat, which you've already been doing at the bottom of your screen. We're asking that everyone also to take a moment to adjust their display name to reflect 3 things: your name, your role, and the pronouns that you use. You can look at the screen and see what I mean. It's especially important to put down your role, whether you're a mentor, your teen, or on staff, so that we can sort you out into the right breakout groups later. And additionally, if you need support with anything at all throughout the event, please feel free, wow, tongue twister, to message Juliet staff sheet in the chat. Awesome. I see some changes going on perfectly. All right. So now we're going to go on to our objectives for the event. So here are the goals for today. Our goal is for all of you to express your voice among your peers and mentors and increase your beliefs in your personal ability to shape your own path. We all have different paths. You will also connect with, listen to, and learn from company experts in order to build knowledge of life paths and professional opportunities available, and increase your knowledge about this company, Benefit Cosmetics. And let's go over our agenda. So our Career Steps series is an exciting opportunity for you to get an inside look into various roles, industries, and companies you are interested in exploring. We're so grateful to be able to partner with Benefit today to take a deeper look at all the dynamic career paths available. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at today's agenda. So we're going to start off with an icebreaker, then introduce our special guest speakers from Benefit. They will lead us through a company overview, and then you'll be able to hear from all of our speakers at Benefit that will share their company journey with us. Then we'll head out into our breakout rooms for a fun activity. And then we'll end the session with reflections and share upcoming announcements and close out. And then mentors, your role is to model participation by having your cameras on, being present, engaging in the chat, sharing knowledge of various roles within this industry, and providing guidance on how our young people can be successful in their early career steps during the mentorship breakout session. And all campers, be sure to note your mentors' names during the session so you can find them on LinkedIn later. So be sure you have your LinkedIn handles ready so we can share that out. All right, sound good? Awesome, I see that chat. I see a few ready and excited. So we're gonna go on to our icebreaker. We're gonna do a fun icebreaker. And so as we're figuring out our different careers, we've been here for 4 days trying to see and understand different career opportunities for us as we're exploring. So we want to use this icebreaker to discover what career opportunities could suit you best. So we're going to be playing a game of this or that. This icebreaker will help you determine your work style. So I will go through 4 slides of this or that questions and tell us in the chat if you picked A or B. So we got our first slide. So do you like helping others, which is A, or being creative more? So write your answers in the chat. A or B? Ooh, we got A's, we got B's, A, B. Some say A and B. Awesome. A. We love helping others, have that creative mindset. I love it. Ooh, great. Yeah, that is a tough one. Okay, A, perfect. Both? Yes. All right, let's go to the next this or that slide, which is, would you rather lead people or would you rather solve problems? Let's see. A mix again. A and B, A, B, both. A plus B, both again. Yes. You can be all things. I love it. Both. Perfect. All righty. And then question 3. How about this one? Would you rather work with others or work by yourself? Introverted, maybe extroverted, maybe this might be kind of how you feel. Maybe a little mix of both, want to work with teams and then get away from the team and then come back to the team. Oh, we got mix of answers. Yes, mostly B, sometimes A/B, A and B. It depends on the team. Yes, sometimes it does depend on the team. Love your answers. Both. Perfect. All right, let's see the next one. Do you like using to-do lists or do you like using a calendar to organize your task? I love to-do list. Both. A, B, A, B, A. Both. Both. B, B. Calendars, you get to see everything at once. Both. B. Awesome. I love seeing all the answers. So great work. I see all the answers in the chat. Take some time to write these down so you remember what is important to you as you're continuing to develop and see what you like. When you write these things down, it'll help you to remember and keep those things at the top of your head. So as we said, would you like to-do lists or you like calendars? It's always helpful to write things down to keep that at the top of your memory. So as we get to know more about ourselves and what we like, it will help us as we explore what careers might be a good fit for us. All righty. Well, that was so much fun. I love seeing all the answers in the chat. Hope you learned a little bit about something about yourself. So now I am thrilled to welcome our Benefit team. Thank you all for joining us. We're looking forward to hearing more about your journeys. And I am so honored to introduce all the speakers that will be taking us on a journey and giving us an insight on what it's like to work for Benefit Cosmetics. So joining us, we have Maggie Ford Danielson, the Director of Brand Outreach and a Brand Ambassador. Jen Park, who is a manager of copy and story, Camille Friedlander, legal counsel, and Christy Wong, who is a brand marketing coordinator. So let's welcome them in the chat. Thank you so much for being here with us. I will now pass it over to Maggie. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much, Bree. Hi, everyone. I'm Maggie. Before I switch over to the next presentation, I just want to say hello. I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe there's like almost 60 of us all together virtually, which is still kind of weird to say, but like super, super thrilled. So yeah, let's get started. I wish we could virtually play with makeup, but we're not going to do that. I guess we kind of are. So just stay tuned. Okay, here we go. All right, let me get full screen. Okay. Hi, everybody. I am Maggie Ford Danielson, Director of Brand Outreach and a brand ambassador for Benefit Cosmetics. I am super honored to have the ability to work with Step Up. One of my main roles at Benefit, I have sort of a hybrid role, but one of my main responsibilities is managing what we call Bold is Beautiful, which is right here. I'll go to the next slide. Bold is Beautiful is our philanthropy program at Benefit. It was started in 2015, and Step Up has been one of our charity partners since the beginning. Since we launched in 2015, I'm so proud of Benefit and all the hard work that we put in. We have raised over $11.5 million since 2015. That has gone directly to beautiful, amazing, really important organizations just like Step Up. And every moment that I've had a chance to work with not only the people that work at Step Up, but the people that are mentees at Step Up, it's been just amazing. It's been like a career highlight for me. Beyond working and managing Bold is Beautiful, I also do a lot of work with the marketing team specifically. I am a brand ambassador. What does that mean? I create social content for Benefit that might be on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. I also do, whenever we launch new products, I present those products. I talk about those products on television. I also present them and talk to them to the stores that we sell our products at. So Macy's, Ulta, Sephora. So I have a lot of product knowledge. I also just love interacting and talking with people. And then the last thing I'll say about myself is that I've got a special connection to the brand. So you're probably wondering, like, how do I get that job? My mom and aunt are the two women who started Benefit. So it's a kind of a special role that I have. I've grown up with the brand. I know everything there is to know about this company. I've worked here for 13 years officially, but unofficially my whole life. So pretty specific job that I have, but that's not to say that if you have similar passions of like mine, like in that little icebreaker, which by the way was so fun, I'm totally like, I like to work with others. What else did I put? I put like to work with groups. I like to help people. I like to solve problems. So if any of that like fits into your world, there are so many opportunities at Benefit for various types of careers. That's what I'm so excited to showcase with you today and with the other three people that I work with at Benefit, because yes, we are a makeup company, but there are so many various and broad skill sets that are applicable to working at a brand like Benefit. Before we dive into that, I just wanted to take a quick overview of Benefit. And again, if you have any questions, like throw them in the chat. We will be looking at them and getting to them. But Benefit, you may have heard of us. We have been around, the brand was started in 1976. So it's been around for a minute. Our tagline is laughter is the best cosmetic. So what does that mean? It means that we are not only in the beauty business, we're in the feel-good business. And we really mean that. And that is literally the thing we think about with every product that we launch, with every piece of content we put on social, with everything that we put out into the world. It is not necessarily just about the product. It's about the feeling that we want people to have when they interact with our brand. And we want that feeling ultimately to feel good, to feel positive, to feel happy. You know, in the beauty industry, there's a lot of things that, like, in general, can make people feel maybe uncomfortable or not good enough. And, you know, it's a really delicate place to be in terms of an industry. It's very, we are really on the forefront in a lot of the conversations with social activism, with gender and identity. And so we really take that very seriously at Benefit. And we believe, very much in having such an open and an honest dialogue. People of all walks of life, however you identify, whatever you look like, you are welcome at Benefit. And we really strive to make sure that not only do our products, the shades are inclusive, but also that the imagery that people are seeing is reflective of the people that are buying it. So that is a really important piece of what we do. Yes, we make makeup, but it's a much more than that. We are sort of a piece of the social fabric, and it's important that a brand like Benefit, which is a global brand sold all over the world for decades and decades, is really reflecting the current and what we really believe and stand with, the values that we come out with. So, without further ado, I know we have to keep tight on time. What are we looking at here? Okay, so when me and the rest of the team from Benefit were coming up with like how we wanted to talk to you guys, we really thought that it would be a fun thing to do is to talk to you about our different roles through a new product launch. So using a new product launch to describe what we each do at Benefit. So this is the launch that we are going to talk about. We just launched a brand new blush collection. You may have seen it on social. Maybe some of you have already purchased one. Who knows? But we launched a 12-piece blush collection. These are just some of the images from it. There's the products in the middle. You can see on the image on the left, the tagline is color that takes you places. You've got some model imagery. You've got some swatches down below. So we are going to use this launch. I've got some of the products right here. We are going to use this launch to describe what we do. So I already kicked off, but just like really quick in terms of what I did for this launch, I created tons of social content. I went to the new product launch event that we had that Christy, our marketing person, is going to talk to soon and presented. I also spoke before the launch happened to a bunch of beauty editors. So the people that write the stories about new launches online, in magazines. So I presented, they're usually based in Los Angeles or New York. I went to those places and had meetings with them to talk to them about the product so that they would then write their stories ahead of the launch. So that's just a couple things I did. So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to pass it along to my colleague, Jen Park, who is going to talk to you about copy.
Hi guys, I'm Jen. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today. Before I get into what I do as a copywriter for Benefit, I'm actually going to just give you a quick overview of how I got to Benefit and a little bit about myself. So I went to the University of Michigan, and when I got there, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I thought that I was going to be a doctor because that's what my sister did. Classic. So it wasn't until I took my first communication studies class that I was like, okay, like there could be something here. I actually find going to class enjoyable. At the same time, I always knew that I really was passionate about writing. That's something that I've always been really into. I love words. I love talking. I love stories. So that's something that's always been very close to my heart. So at the same time, I started working at the Writing Center when I was there, which I found extremely fulfilling. I was mentoring students to be more confident in their writing abilities and just helping them understand written work. So when I graduated, I actually pursued a career in PR and communications, and I felt really good about that. I felt like I was kicking ass and taking names, but I still felt like I was missing something creatively. So fast forward to how I got to Benefit, I started applying for all these different copywriting positions. I interviewed with Benefit, and long story short, now I get to talk to you about copywriting, which has been so incredibly, I feel so fortunate to be able to have that opportunity. So all that to say, remember that your skills are always transferable, and it's okay to not know exactly what you want to do right away. It's more about the steps that you take in between, and hopefully that will help you find your destination. So now about copywriting, what you actually want to hear. As a copywriter in general, at the highest level, you're basically responsible for creating and championing the brand tone and voice. So through the lens of the Blush launch, generally what we like to do is come up with some sort of creative wrapper or like umbrella concept to drive all of the different creative elements within that launch. So for example, in the case of the blushes, we came up with a wonderful world. From land to sea to sky, go far and wide in the natural world to find beauty, fun, and feel good vibes. So all of that is basically the driver for the product names, what the packaging and art will look like, what the campaign assets will look like, everything down to what you see on social and what you see on the website for when you actually click add to cart. With that, I'll take you sort of into the names and how we try to bring the concept to life. So on the left side, you'll see the actual blushes and the packaging and the art. And then the right side are all of the names. So we've got names like Krista, Shelly, Java, Starla, Willa, Pom Pom, Tara, Moon, Butterfly, Peachin, and Sunny. So it's a big launch. You'll see that in an ideal world, the concept really helps the names and the packaging and the art live alongside together. So by the time it ends up getting into your hands, you'll see everything feels very cohesive and packaged up really tightly and nicely, literally and figuratively. And then that concept trickles down into everything, right? So like the names, the product, but also the copy that you see online. So Maggie mentioned earlier, color that takes you places, right? So wonderful world as a concept comes through in the words in this tagline. So this was kind of like our mantra for when it gets to customers, what they see. When you see what's buildable, blendable, and gives an airbrush blurring effect, we also want to make sure that our copy is doing justice to the product, right? So we want to make sure it's accurate, it's communicating product benefits, and you're basically trying to market to customers to make them want it, but obviously being accurate and communicative about what the product is and does too. So that's all in a nutshell, super kind of a quick snippet of what a copywriter does through the lens of this Blush launch. And Christy, now I'll hand it over to you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Jen. So nice to meet you all. Just like Jen did, I'll kind of go into a little bit of background on myself and how I got to Benefit. And it's funny because when I was listening to Jen, I was like, I resonate with her background story so much because I went to college also not knowing what I wanted to do. I went to the University of Washington in Seattle, which I was born and raised. And I took a bunch of biology classes and classes from, just everything. I took everything to try to discover what I wanted to do. And I realized that biology wasn't for me. So I took a communications class and I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the creativity and how I could kind of branch out with being in communications. And I also really liked being in marketing as well. And the thing for me is that I didn't really enjoy like the finance and economics part of marketing. So I found that being in communications classes kind of blended in both the creative part of marketing and communications perfectly for me. So I ended up majoring in communications. Right out of college, I got an internship at a healthcare company doing creative marketing for them. After that, I transitioned over to doing marketing for the city of Santa Monica in Los Angeles. And then after a couple of years working there, I moved to San Francisco, where I have worked at Benefit ever since. I'm currently on the brand team where I help work on all things such as brand partnerships. For example, we've partnered with Crocs, which you've probably heard of, Set Active, Mayfair, GHD, just to name a few. I also help run all of our influencer events and create our influencer sends, which you can see right here. So just to kind of tie in what I did for this blush launch in my role at Benefit, I worked on creating this influencer send that features all of our new shades. What's cool is that we tried to make this unique. So it opens up like a big book and you have to individually go in and open each box of powder like an advent calendar. And what we kind of noticed was that influencers loved the ASMR aspect of opening the individual blushes. And we saw that translate onto their social media, Instagram stories, and posts as well. So we saw a lot of success in this through social media. In addition to this, we also held little meetups across the country. I think we did about 10 to 12 meetups where Benefit fans could come and meet us. So I think Maggie was talking about this earlier. She was present at one of the meetups, but they could come meet us, win these influencer sends, as well as some exclusive merch that we created in conjunction with this launch. So you can see we created these t-shirts, sunglasses, tote bags, and then they could meet us, win this merch. And it was very amazing being able to meet fans from across the country. This is something that we've never done before, but it was awesome. It was a great learning experience and it was super successful and something that we want to do in the future. Hope you got to know a little bit more about me and what I do. But next I'll pass it on to Camille, who will talk about more legal aspects of Benefit.
Thanks, Christy. Hi, everyone. I'm Camille, and I am legal counsel at Benefit. So similar to what my colleagues did before, I'll just give you a little background on how I got to where I am. So similar to what you heard before, I started college, didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I believe I started out in psychology. That wasn't really the space for me, kind of moved into the poli-sci world, and a traditional path for poli-sci majors is then to go to law school. So I had learned more about law school and decided I thought that was something I was interested in, and then decided to pursue that. And then when I was in law school is when I kind of learned about intellectual property law, which is trademarks, patents, and copyrights. And so for me, especially because I do not have a science background, I really got into the trademarks, which is names, and then copyright, which is the creative artwork. And from there, while I was in law school, I was lucky to intern at Benefit. And from there, after law school, I was able to come back and be full-time at Benefit, and have just loved it ever since, because I can really use like my passion for like the legal space in that area, but also get to work with some amazing creative people such as Jen and Christy and Maggie, which is great. And then so kind of tying in just legal in general, sort of had their toes in every piece of this blush launch. But for me specifically with the trademarking, I worked really close with Jen's team on all the names. So her team would present to me maybe a list of, 20 different names they were thinking about for these different blushes. And my role was to make sure that no other cosmetic or even any company is using these names for a similar product, because that would then get us into trademark infringement issues. And it's possible some of you guys have heard of some of the big flashy trademark infringement cases going on with other beauty or retail brands. So then the next piece was also then working kind of with our marketing team, such as Christy's team, doing all the advertising materials that we're going to launch for this product. They have to be reviewed by legal to make sure we're not violating any advertising laws and that space. And then the Cheeks meetups that we had across the US, we had to have terms and conditions for all of those, which is that's that fine print that nobody really reads, but somebody's drafting those. And then finally, as you can see on the screen here, some counterfeit issues. So that's a really common issue in the cosmetic space, is especially for a company like Benefit that's so popular. The counterfeiters want to come along and copy us. And so these are examples of some of our blushes that have been around a lot longer. These are counterfeit versions of them, where sometimes they're really tricky to tell that these are not genuine products. And sometimes you have to have the real product next to you to tell. So we haven't seen any of those with our new blushes, but those are a little too new. But that's definitely something legal team is going to be keeping their eyes out for, is the counterfeits. And so now I'll pass it back to Maggie.
Okay. So you guys just got like sort of a crash course in our blushes. By the way, we call them Box O powders, BOPs. That is just an insider term. You now are in the know about a Benefit term because they are literally boxes of powder. So we're just going to call them BOPs. So we have a task for you guys. And we're going to, after I present this, we're going to go into breakout rooms and workshop this. But here it is. Imagine it's 2023 and our initial blush launch went so well. By the way, it actually is going so well. I don't have to imagine it. That we have decided to launch a 13th shade. Here is what you need to do. Number one, we need your help to decide on an appropriate name that is unique and brings the shade, which is right there, is that pinwheel shade. This is our new shade. Surprise. Actually, it's not, but you know, we're just pretending. We're going to bring this, we need a name that brings this shade to life, but also fits cohesively into the rest of the collection. Because remember, this is a 13th shade that's going to live like on the shelf or online next to all these other ones. So it has to fit with her other sisters and brothers. And then number two, we need to create an influencer marketing plan. Okay, that sounds like a big, complicated thing. It sort of is, but here's the part you guys need to work on. Who should we collaborate with on this launch? Meaning, which influencers should we work with? We have the budget, and yes, budget, we pay these big ones, so don't get it twisted. A lot of these ones, this is a sponsored relationship. Not all of them, because some of them do it, but most of the big ones that you guys probably know of, this is a sponsored moment. We have the budget to work with 4 total. So there's 2 things I need you to do in your breakout rooms: work together to come up with the name for this 13th shade, and then come up with 4 total for each of your groups, influencers. And there's a little bit more, your breakout room leader will have a little bit more information on how to think about these influencers when you are thinking of which ones to work with. So I'm going to pass it back over to Bree, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your journeys with us, ladies. We so appreciate it. We're excited to go in our breakout rooms. So we are ready to go for our breakout. So just join the session that pops up on your screen. We'll see you on the other side.
Hey, how's everyone feeling after their BOP workshop? Good, some smiles, some thumbs up. It was so fun. We were also kind of trying to connect last minute at the end, and so we got cut off, so apologies, Christy. But as a reminder, if you want to continue the connections, please be sure to add your LinkedIn handle so that you can connect offline after the session. But okay, so we are going to share out from each breakout room. So we'll have a representative from each share out what they learned and kind of share the staff will share their screen, and then you can also share your BOP workshop. So for group 1, was that my group or is that Bree's group? If that was mine, I can start.
That's you.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Bree. So we're going to have Christine share about our BOP workshop.
Okay, so our group, we came up with, in my opinion, I thought our names were really good. Our top 3 options were Stardust, Creamsicle, and Lilia, but like everything I feel like goes well with the brand and like the type of environment that the shades bring, if that makes sense. And then we kind of focused more on like TikTok influencers because it's like a big platform for a lot of companies. I think it'll like help market the brand more. So we have 4, Erica and Kirsten Titus, Linasha, Steph Hui, and Avani. And I also learned that Benefit kind of like markets to people, not markets, like they bring in influencers that you wouldn't really expect them to like represent like a makeup brand, and that like helps them expand their audience more.
Thanks so much, Christine. Okay, I'll stop sharing, and then we'll go to group 2.
Awesome. That was my group. Sorry. Okay, so group 2. We were with Maggie. Any brave volunteers? We didn't get a volunteer for our group.
Because I left early by accident, so I feel bad.
Oh, you're fine. You want to share out?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh my God, my voice is cracking up on me. Oh, well. So we picked a lot of different names. We had names like Penny, like pinwheel, because it kind of looked like a pinwheel to me. We have names like Flora, Sunflower Fields, Dahlia, which was sort of like cutesified to Dolly. We have Daisy. That was left alone because it was already cute, you know? We had names like Serena, and we had the name Cosmos, which I came up with the reasoning that it matched the theme of like the cosmos, really, like the sun, the moon, stars, the earth. But it's also a flower, so it goes along with like butterfly and peachin. The different influencers we picked were Meredith Duxbury, Michaela, Brent Rock, not Serena, it was a proposal for a name, Xochitl Gomez and Zendaya. For different reasons, the first few were actually makeup influencers. The following 2 were people who we think would represent the brand well. And yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I love Cosmo. That's a great name. So that was so creative. All right, let's go on to group 3.
Yeah, Wendy volunteers to share for us. Let me go ahead and pull up the screen.
Hi guys, so for our group, the top names were Sandy, Fresa, Stellar, and Beachy Bay. I think it's a similar sentiment where the shade really reminded a lot of people of summer and beach related or nature related concepts. And then I think a couple of these are TikTok people. The first 3, and then the 4th one is Instagram. And we tried to go along with the theme of kind of like a hyper real or dreamy atmosphere with the names. And I thought this activity was really fun.
Thanks so much for sharing out, Wendy. Yeah, those names are great. I love that. It really helps with creating that dreamy atmosphere like you were sharing. And last but not least, group 4.
Hi. So let's just first say that we were having some technical difficulties with my panel. I don't have the notes on our little thingy, but I think we came up with some great ideas. And the person that is going to represent us in telling you those ideas is Yuma. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we ended up with a lot of ideas. So we talked about a lot about the actual product, and we also talked about Benefit as like a brand and like what the aesthetic of the whole blush set is. And so we came up with a lot of names. We came up with Skyla, and then Misty, and then Celeste, and we ended up choosing Aura. And we chose this because the blush has a lot of different shades, and we were kind of thinking about like the aura of people. It's like not just one color, and there are different like shades to people. And then for our influencers, we thought that we should do the step uppers because Jen was talking about this, but this is like, it's something that's like real, and it would be nice to have people that are like you know, like real. I don't really know how to explain it, but like when you see influencers, you like kind of like know that they're being sponsored. But if you see someone that's like your age or like your same like influencer status, I guess, but like you're more willing to like the product and like more willing to like want to buy it. So yeah, that's gonna be our group, girls. So
yes, thank you. I love that aspect of the relatability. So that's really smart to highlight just like, yeah, there might be an influencer on a social media campaign, but they are also human first. So that's really great. Y'all were so creative and intentional with your answers. So props to you all. I'm pretty sure that Benefit is very excited for this potential crop of future employees, because y'all are going to rock it one day. But thank you so much for participating in exploring the BOP workshop and learning from our special guests here at Benefit Cosmetics. As a reminder, please have your LinkedIn handles ready to share out and drop the chat so that y'all can continue connecting further even after this session. So right now, we're also going to launch a couple of Zoom polls just for our mentees. So if you are a teen or a next step upper, please complete the following 2 polls. I'll read them aloud and give you a few moments to take them. Mentors at Benefit, you do not need to answer these. These are only for our teens and our next step uppers. So after this session, how much more do you know about the possible opportunities for you at Benefit Cosmetics? Is it much more than before, equally as much as before, less than before, or much less than before? Yeah, and continue to drop your LinkedIn handles. I see that going through the chat. A lot of connections going to be made here today. And then we have our second poll question. In which ways did the mentors, both speakers and small group mentors, maximize your experience in the session? Please select all that apply. So this is a multiple choice question. Did your mentors help you feel motivated? Did they help you learn new skills? Did they help you gain access to places and spaces? Did they help you in ways that are not listed here? Or did they not help you in any way? Give you a few moments. All right. And a special surprise for all of the attendees here. Benefit has an amazing gift for all of you, and they have actually graciously offered to give you all a Benefit Cosmetic blush. So perfect for summer. We are so excited. So Step Up will send over the names and addresses of the participants that joined here today, so that Benefit will contact you regarding how to obtain your beautiful blush. Can we all just give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Benefit, because I'm jealous. I want one. Y'all are so lucky. That's going to be so exciting. And y'all just learned about their drop, like their new product. So it's really exciting. Feel like y'all got an exclusive kind of first look at it, as well as the behind the scenes of 4 incredible employees. So that is super exciting. Okay, thank you so much, Benefit, for that giveaway. And now we have a little bit of more announcements for our teens and next step uppers. Since Career Steps has been so much fun and super successful, we obviously have more in store for you. We have a Step Up mentorship app. So this is another way that you can also earn spirit points for you and your team. So please be sure to join us on the mentorship app if you have not already. You can join the app and or comment on the discussion board to get points for your team. And mentors at Benefit, you can also join the app to connect as well. So it's a really great tool to connect with other mentors and mentees that you are with here today. So if you have not downloaded the app yet, there's a link in the chat on how to create an account. And there are different codes if you are a teen versus a next step upper. Always remember that you can also, reference any of this information in your career camp welcome packet. And you can also talk to your camp counselor for any questions that you might have, suggestions you have, or praise that you might have about how well these sessions are going. So we are also so excited to invite you to join us in 15 minutes for our next session with Capital Group. And as always, we are so grateful to our friends at Benefit. Thank you so much, mentors. That was such a fun journey that y'all took us on to learn about, you know, the legal aspect, the marketing aspect, the creative, the writing aspect. So being, you know, a brand ambassador to being in the legal department, like y'all showcase such diversity in your career paths, and as well as the fun workshop. Thank you. And that is a wrap for this session. So to all of our amazing friends and mentors at Benefit, we're grateful that you have joined and shared your wisdom. Teens and Next Step Uppers, if you want to continue to hang back and just chill with the Step Up staff, we have some, you know, 15 minutes to like informally connect and just hang out. So as always, thank you to our teens and Next Step Uppers who choose to stay and engage with us. Your participation is always inspiring. So go ahead and say your goodbyes to our mentors as they depart, but teens and Next Step Uppers, you can hang out with us.
Thanks so much, guys. That was super fun. Until
Thank
next
you,
time.
guys. Bye, guys. Nice meeting you all.
Thank you, everyone. I had a